And we're back for the second half of this football game. McAllen Memorial against the Edinburg Economedes Jaguars. 41-10 is our halftime score. It was all Mustangs in that second half, or first half, especially in the second quarters. The Mustangs erupted for 27 points in the second quarter. And they now lead at 41-10. They had 2 touchdowns in the last minute and a half of that first half. Excellent clock management as they put 2 more on the board in the late going. And they have the Jaguars on the ropes here, 41-10. We take a look at the first half stats, and you can see the score is reflected in those stats with the dominance. The first downs, 22-6 in favor of the Mustangs. Rushing yards, Mustangs almost 300 yards in that first half. Most of it courtesy of Trevor Spates, but the quarterbacks had a lot too. Passing yards, Economedes kind of uncharacteristic, 129 passing yards for them, and the Mustangs not too shabby either at 94. Total yards heavily favors the Mustangs. Penalties not really a factor for either team. But the factor that matters, the score, Mustangs 41 and the Jaguars 10. And to make it worse for the Jaguars, the Mustangs, who scored on every possession in the first half, will get the ball to start this second half. And here's the kickoff by Valle for the Jaguars. Going to be fielded by the Mustangs at their own 5, running left to right. And the Mustangs bring it up across the 15 and then get corralled there. And that was DJ Talamantes, the senior split end on the return.
Mark, how many yards did you have for Trevor Spates in the first half?
Well, the Mustangs as a team had 292, and Spates probably had about 200 of those.
You're absolutely right. I have him unofficially for 204 yards.
Wow.
He's averaging 100 yards per quarter.
Per quarter.
That's
wow.
not. I hope we don't say 400
and
yards.
He was
at the end
over
of this
that
game.
pace in his first game when he got 257. I'm sorry, I was but nearly at that pace for that game. And here's Talamantes, catches a pass on 1st and 10. Mustangs starting at their own 17-yard line.
That's the third time, I believe, that they've used that play, a quick throw by Pedraza to Talamantes. And it's worked all night, so I'm assuming Coach Kaufman, as you take a look at Coach Kaufman on the screen, he's going to continue to run that play until they stop it.
13-yard pickup for a first down. Now they go lateral to Talamantes on the right side, and this time Jaguars are ready for it. He gets up to the 29-yard line, which is actually a loss of 1 on the play.
What we're having here, Mark, I believe there's a penalty. What you're having here is the offense is always like a game of chess. You make a couple of moves, and you're thinking about 3 or 4 plays down the road, and it looks like Coach Kaufman is working, as you take a look at the penalties of holding, looks like Coach Kaufman is working on possible plays for future use. How do you set up your offense so it can be more successful? I don't know if you can be more successful than they have been in this first half. But it's also throwing some wrinkles. As you know, scouts are always around, especially district opponents. So you want to keep them on their toes.
Jaguars accept the penalty, so that'll move the Mustangs back 10 yards to their own 20. They give it to Spates. Spates is bottled up in the backfield, fights outside, only to get back to the line of scrimmage. And so the Jaguars coming out fired up here on defense here to start this third quarter, as the Mustangs a bit of a pickle at their own 20-yard line, facing second down and long.
And coaches are always looking on what they can use to build on. I know they're down 31 points. This game is basically over, but Coach Peña's trying to get something, a momentum, try to play an even term, something that he can work on to talk to the kids, make some adjustments to some mistakes they had in the first half.
Mustangs put 3 receivers on the left side and 1 on the right. They throw left, and this is caught by Will Moore up around the 25-yard line. Should be third down and 15.
And Will Moore, that reception, is the son of a former school board president. In fact, he was president of the school board on an unprecedented back-to-back times, and that is Richard Moore.
Well, Richard Moore, I think, has had 2 sons play for these Mustangs. He had a son who played linebacker a few years ago. And Richard Moore, former school board member, and I saw him up in the stands here tonight watching this game. And here's Pedraza going to throw it on third down, and this is incomplete. intended for Spates, who was running deep down the right side and covered by Albert Preciado, the junior defensive back. There's Preciado there.
And don't be surprised this year if the Mustangs come out and throw the ball to Spates. And that's something that maybe Coach Kaufman will do to help improve the game of Spates. We know he can run, but you know the college coaches would like for him to also be able to catch some passes from the backfield.
First punt of the game for the Mustangs here at 9:49 in the third quarter. It's a high one by Jesus Torres, fielded in Jaguar territory at the 41, run up to about the 49. It's an 8-yard return. And there on the tackle for the Mustangs was looked like 25 Joey Delgado. Take a look at the Mustang fans.
And also Jose Jimenez helping out on that tackle. A real nice start for the Jaguars here. They had a stop coming out right here in the third quarter, trying to get some momentum on their side. And that stop could do something for the confidence of the defense.
So David Garcia in the first half, who completed 3 of 7 passes for 129. Here will hand this off running right. A sweep play, and the Mustangs come up and stuff it after a short 2-yard gain. That was Gonzalez on the carry. Several Mustangs in there on the tackle, including the linebacker, number 1, Trey Guetta.
And there was a lot of other players in the vicinity to make the tackle. Everybody doing a good job of maintaining their responsibility. And the defense for Moses Patterson has done a good job the entire night, hustling, a lot of gang tackling. As you take a look at the replay, there was at least 5 defenders in on that play.
I saw the middle linebacker Lucas Rios in there too at the end. One of the Mustangs may have jumped offside. They hand this off. Flag is down. Big room for Areola, and he's into the secondary. Big yardage, and Moore getting a stiff arm at the 20, breaks a tackle at the 10, and goes in for the touchdown. 49-yard touchdown run for Doroteo Areola, the big senior.
And that is correct, Mark, the big senior. He's a beast out in the open, strong kid. There's no way you're going to bring him down with a hand tackle. I knew, but it looks like there's a penalty because
we did see a penalty.
I disappointed.
Thought the Mustangs had jumped offside, but the Jaguar coaches don't look happy.
You're right, Mark. It is offsides. Uh-oh.
Personal foul against the Mustangs.
2 penalties on the Mustangs.
Well, now he's pointing the other way.
Well, I think they're going to enforce it on a kickoff.
Oh, okay.
Weird signals there, Mark, that we're not used to.
Oh, so the touchdown does count. Touchdown does count. It's 41-16 now. And now there's an extra point try. So Pena looked upset, but his team did produce a 49-yard touchdown run. And here's Valle's extra point, and it's up and good, although there is a flag down.
And, Mark, we talked about even though Coach Littleton went into halftime up 41-10, how difficult it is for the coaches to try to maintain that momentum on your side because you have a tendency to relax.
Oh, I see one of the assistant coaches doing some...
That's what you need to do. He's trying to do some high fives, but he just can't jump.
So the touchdown is good, the extra point is good, and we had a personal foul against the Mustangs that'll be enforced on the kickoff.
Now the Mustangs are hurting themselves.
Yeah, take another look at the touchdown run here. This is just a simple handoff up the middle, but Areola, you can see, had a big hole there initially, and then he'll fight his way
look at that.
toward the end zone.
Get out of my way, kid. Don't you know I'm a 200-pound? We can see why, Mark, he was moved in from the defensive player. And now Coach Littleton is not happy with some of the penalties that have been called on his defense. As much as the coaches probably talk to their team, Mark, about maintaining that momentum, it's easier said than done. You can tell that the Jaguars came out with some more fire, and the Mustangs came out flat on their first offensive possession.
Yeah, Mustangs forced a punt for the first time in the game. The Mustangs will now be receiving once again as Economedes had a punt return that started at their own 49, and they go 51 yards in 2 plays to put a touchdown on the board. And Memorial still in a commanding lead, 41-17, with 8 minutes 50 seconds left in the third quarter.
Mark, would you think that Coach Peña, being down 41-17, a little momentum on his side, would he try an outside kick, or is it too early in the game?
I think it's a little early, but then again, best time to do it is when the other team isn't expecting it. Valle is the kicker. Mustangs will be going from left to right.
They play it safe.
Nice high kick. This goes deep to about the 3-yard line. And it's going to be brought back by Talamantes up to the 20, and then he's hit and buried right there at about the 21-yard line.
Okay, can the Jaguar defense come up with a second consecutive stop, or is the McAllen Memorial offense going to go back to that high efficiency? They had a total of how many yards in the first half, Mark? 200?
First half, close to 400 yards. They're
Wow,
386 in the first half. 22 first downs, which is just, usually that's a pretty good total for a full game, but to get that in one half is just off the charts. And here the Mustangs will go with a wishbone. And it's going to be a quarterback sneak. That's Sanchez. And Sanchez, who has 2 touchdowns tonight, fights his way up for a gain of about 5.
I don't know if Coach Kaufman would call it quarterback sneak when you have your star running back. That could be an audible where Sanchez, who's done a good job all game running the ball, where he thinks that he sees an opening and he's going to take it.
It'll be 2nd down and 6 for the Mustangs. 2 men in the backfield. They're going to lateral this to the left side. Talamantes has it. They're going to roll that an incomplete pass.
It almost did look like a lateral. You know, one thing about quarterbacks, Mark, I remember when Matthew Kaufman was a quarterback here, and Coach Kaufman would tell me that on many occasions Matthew Kaufman himself would audible, and 80 to 90% of the time he made the right call.
His father was a coach, so he was homeschooled, you could say. So Mustangs now facing, I believe, 3rd down. And they're going to hand this off. Spates hit in the backfield, has nowhere to go, and they'll get him for a loss back to the 20-yard line.
And
a loss of 5.
Momentum is now totally on the Jaguar side. Good play right there by number 57. Number 57 for the Jaguars is Ruben Barco.
Yeah, and for the 2nd time in a row, the Mustangs will have to punt.
And now he's talking the talk.
So standing at his own 10-yard line is Torres. Torres, plenty of good protection, gets a nice high punt into Jaguar territory at the 45. And that's picked up by Jesse Gonzalez, trying to get around the right side, breaks a tackle, Mustang territory, and then makes his way down to the 33-yard line before he's finally brought down. Looked like Will Moore was in there on the tackle, but not before a big return there by the Jaguars. So the Jaguars making some noise here in this third quarter.
They sure are, and you can take a look at the benches. You see it on the Jaguar side. You see a lot of movement, a lot of jumping, a lot of high fives. The coach is excited. And on the Memorial side, they look flat. They're just standing around like, what's going on? We had this game 41-10.
So here go the Jaguars, and looks like a false start as the officials blow the whistle right as they snap the ball. This will probably move it back 5.
Expect Coach Peña to keep running the ball, and expect Ariola. So far, the Mustangs having a difficult problem stopping Ariola. Ariola has to be close to the 100-yard mark.
He's had a couple of big runs, including that 49-yard touchdown on the last possession. So 1st and 15 after the penalty. Jaguars at the Mustang 38, and they hand this off up the middle. A little bit of misdirection, as they sometimes like to do, and they fight their way up to about the 31-yard line. A gain of 7 for Chris Izagirre. Izagirre having a touchdown back in the first half.
the tackle there was Sammy Nohosa.
Second down and 8. You go with the wing left. They'll go off tackle to the left side. Ariola once again uses that stiff arm up to the 20-yard line. Has the first down. Ariola with one of the best stiff arms we've seen in a long time. Has great technique on that. And uses it with a lot of prowess over there. Watch him right here. He just puts his hand on the guy's helmet and pushes him away.
And the other thing about Ariola, he doesn't look like he has a lot of speed, but when he's out in the open, he looks like he's all right. And that's John McGee also on the tackle there, and he's having a fine night. We've called out his name on many occasions.
14-yard pickup there for Ariola. First down. They hand it off up the middle. Big hole at the left side and a 5-yard line, and now touchdown. Touchdown, and it's the second TD of the night for Easy Gede. A 17-yard run there for the Jaguars, who have scored touchdowns on their last 2 possessions and now have cut the lead from 41-10 now to 41-23.
And give credit to Coach Gabe. He must have had a great speech at halftime, because the Jaguars don't look anything like they did in the first half.
Valle's in there as the kicker. High snap, good hold, kick is up and away, and it's good. And with 6 minutes, 11 seconds to play in the third quarter, it's the Mustangs 41, Economedes now 24. We take another look at the touchdown here, and you can see that misdirection in the backfield causes the defense to hesitate a little bit, and Izagite takes off over the left side and gets in there for the touchdown. So we'll take a break with our score 41-24 Mustangs. You're watching Football Night in McAllen right here on MITV. In just 1 year, our students earned so many college credit hours that it saved our families millions in college tuition. It's not just about getting ready to enter college tomorrow. Our advanced programs put students in college in our classrooms today. And we're back, 41-24 our score. And Mustangs still up by 17 points, but they led by 31 at halftime. So Mustangs need to make a little bit of noise here in this second half. There's still plenty of time left. 6 minutes, 11 seconds to go in the third. And here's another look at the touchdown, Mario.
It's all about the deception. Nice fake.
Here's the kickoff. Valle's kick is high and short, takes a Jaguar bounce at the 25, picked up at about the 20. Here's Spates trying to make his way to the right side, has some blocking there, hesitates at the 40, turns it on again at the 50, cuts inside, still going into Jaguar territory, and he's brought down inside the 40-yard line. And now a late flag comes in as Spates' helmet has come off, and Spates all fired up.
Expect a face mask, I do believe there, and if it is, that's exactly what the Mustangs needed. And this is where sometimes, Mark, I don't
Flag
know
is there on the 36-yard line.
I would feel comfortable. I don't think you might feel comfortable punting or kicking the ball to Trevor Spates.
Yeah, that's Spates' first return tonight. I think they've generally been kicking away from him. And Spates took this one from about the 10-yard line all the way to the Jaguar 39.
And all that momentum here in the third quarter by the Jaguars almost goes down the drain on only one play, because anytime you give the ball to the Mustangs on their own 22-yard line and you're looking at number 21 in your backfield, Trevor Spates, you're really looking for trouble. Great run. He put on about 4 or 5 different moves. Yeah,
53 yards on the kick return. And now here's a quarterback sneak by Sanchez. He has big yardage from the 22 down to about the 11-yard line, and he has a first down.
A good read there by John Sanchez, noticing that he has the edge, as a lot of defensive players on the Economedes side are pinching in and keying in on Trevor Spates.
Yeah, Spates with the big kick return, then the 15-yard face mask penalty, moved it up to the 22. And now the 11-yard run by Sanchez. They have 1st and 10 at the 11. And here's Spates on the toss right, breaks the tackle, and is in for the touchdown. Just like knife through hot butter. And Trevor Spates in there for his 3rd touchdown of the night. He's got 6 in 2 games. And Spates continues to assert himself in Valley football circles as the Mustangs increase their lead to 47-24.
That's how quickly the Mustangs get that momentum on their side.
Just a 2-play drive. They go in for the touchdown. And here's the extra point try by Flores. Up and good. And Flores now 6 for 6 tonight. And the Mustangs lead it by a score of 48-24. 5 minutes, 30 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. And the Mustangs answer right back. And we'll go to break. You're watching Football Night in McAllen right here on MITV.
That's a linebacker.
For all your vehicle solutions. These pharmacies back in the Mustang. These pharmacies keep you and your family healthy. 2 locations in McAllen.
And there you see running back Trevor Spates on the sideline, only a junior. And you can see why he is so highly touted among the top 300 in the country by ESPN. He's already committed to the University of Arizona. And he has 3 touchdowns in the first game, now 3 here tonight. 257 yards in his first game, probably about 250 yards so far in this game.
No doubt about it.
And here's a squib kick by Flores. It's fielded on the 30 and up across the 40 to about the 42-yard line. About a 12-yard return for Resendez. So the Jaguars will have good field position, but they may just run out of time in this game as they are down 48-24. Here in the 3rd quarter, there we see Coach Marcus Coffin, the offensive coordinator, talking to the offense. Coaches never seem to be happy. No matter what the score, they're always looking for improvement.
And one thing, the difference in this game, it takes the Jaguars a long time to score. And the Mustangs can score quickly.
Yeah, the Jaguars, they like to take their time. Here they go to the air, and this is incomplete. Salazar there on the coverage against Jesse Gonzalez, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Here we see the Mustang cheerleaders under the tutelage of Coach Pedro Ramirez. They went to a camp this year, didn't they? Yeah, they went to the camp at Texas A&M in the summer, and they won a national championship at a national competition, cheer competition, this past, I think it was in February. The early spring, so they're quite a group there, those Mustang cheerleaders. Hand off to Vela, and this is bottled up at the line of scrimmage by a host of Mustangs, including number 70. That's Minor, Ricky Minor. He had a fumble recovery back in the first half. You see Minor there in the middle. He's gotten quite a bit of action here tonight. The Mustangs have a young defensive line this year, but it's a big one. They average 243 pounds per man on the defensive line. You can see some big guys on the Jaguars side as well. It's not like high school football back in the 70s and 80s. These players are big today. 4.5 minutes to play here in the 3rd. Garcia goes back to throw. Looks like he's trying to set up a screen, but it breaks down. He throws on the right. It's picked off. Picked off at the 48-yard line. Back come the Mustangs into Jaguar territory up to about the 42. And it's picked off by the safety, Michael Garza. Garza, great job there stepping in front of that. Now we have a late flag after the play. And this might be an unsportsmanlike on somebody's. We saw that flag, but a great pickoff there by Michael Garza to read that play and pick off the Jaguars.
What Michael Garza did is what any good safety does. He maintained his position, did what he had to do, was patient, waited for the ball to come to him, and after that, got in perfect position, good hands. And then to add more insult to this turnover, an unsportsmanlike penalty against the Jaguars gives them another 15 yards. The other thing that made this play go that might not go unnoticed is that David Garza, the quarterback, was made to scramble. And anytime you make a quarterback throw the ball in a hurry, sometimes you're going to get that interception.
There you see the replay there, just a little bit of pushing and shoving there at the end. And officials, I know a lot of times officials like to throw a flag just to prevent anything worse from happening. Here's 1st and 10 at the 28 after the 15-yard penalty. This is Spates, dances his way up to the line of scrimmage before he's wrapped up by the defensive lineman, Alexis Alvarez. Can you talk a little bit about that, Mario, about, I guess, how officials will do that to kind of control the game?
You got to do that early, and you got to do it right away when the opportunity presents itself, because if you don't, then the players will know that they can get away with it, and then that's how you lose control of a game, and that's true in a basketball game. You got to take charge right away. But the only time you can stop Trevor is when a lot of the defensive line has a penetration. That's the only way you can have success. You got to get him before he starts going.
Mustangs with an unbalanced line to the left, but they toss this right. This is Spates. Dances his way through up to about the 25-yard line. So that'll bring up 3rd down and long.
And once again, a good job by the Jaguar defensive line. They are penetrating now, doing a better job than they did in the first half. And I think we have a player that's down. But anytime that the defense penetrates, that's how they've had success. You get Trevor Spates right away before he gets to the line of scrimmage, because once he gets there, he is a very dangerous runner.
We have a timeout on the field right now as the Mustangs facing 3rd down and 7 with 3:27 to play here in the 3rd quarter. Mustangs in a commanding 48-24 lead. Let's take a quick timeout. You're watching Football Night in McAllen right here on MITV. At McAllen Veterans Memorial Stadium. Now, have you ever wondered who Economedes is named after? It's named after Johnny Economedes, longtime fire chief in the city of Edinburg. But did you know that Johnny Economedes was a McAllen school product? He was a graduate of McAllen High School, class of 1951, and there you see the young Johnny there in his senior portrait from back in the early 1950s. You know, he was also on the boxing team. They actually had high school boxing back then. As we come back to live action on the 3rd down, and Sanchez trying to carry it, goes nowhere. Flag comes in late. So we'll see what this flag is. But yeah, Johnny Economedes, longtime fire chief in the city of Edinburg. And they named that 3rd high school after him when it opened. Holding against the Mustangs. Now the Jaguars may decline this because it'll force the Mustangs into 4th down.
Hey, Mark, how about giving me one of those listen to this that on that press release that just came out from the Let's Move people? What was that press release about?
Yeah, there was a press release just today, Friday, September 5th. And this was a national press release from the National Let's Move Active Schools organization that announced that McAllen ISD had 32 schools achieve 100% and in the Let's Move campaign, and they were the first school district in the country to achieve that status. That's quite an amazing feat, and yes, it happened right here in McAllen. And the city of McAllen is a Let's Move city. They're the only ones in the valley right now. Here the Mustangs go on 4th down. They're going to go for it. They get Rocha at the 10. He goes into the end zone, but the ball has come loose. They're counting it as a touchdown. Officials have already signaled touchdown. And the Mustangs on 4th and 10 elect to go for it. They hit Rocha with the short pass, breaks a tackle at the 10, crosses the plane of the end zone for his 2nd touchdown of the night.
You know, Mark, when you talk to a lot of defensive coordinators in the district, they talk about Memorial being a one-dimensional team. And why not? You have Trevor's faith. But if Memorial continues to improve on the passing attack, they are going to be impossible to stop.
Mustangs just incredible tonight, 54 points. They scored 28 in their first game. They've more than nearly doubled that here tonight.
And also, Mark,
there's the extra point try. They bobbled the snap, but Flores is able to get the kick off, and he remains perfect on the evening, 7 for 7. And the Mustangs now lead it by a score of 55-24 with 3:04 to play here in the third. What were you going to say, Mario?
I was just going to say, Mark, that the mark of a good team is they took a couple of punches here. Back-to-back touchdowns by the Jaguars, and the Mustangs, no big deal. They maintained their composure. And here they are scoring back-to-back touchdowns on their own. So they got the momentum right away back on their side. This kid right there, remember, Mark, he's the one that comes out in that pep rally. He's doing a fantastic job. I wonder, maybe you ought to make him a captain all the time. Alvaro Rocha having a good game.
And we saw there on that replay that the ball came loose very close to the goal line as Rocha was trying to cross the goal line. And you'll see here, yeah, the ball comes out, looks like a little bit before he crossed the goal line. So Mustangs catch a little bit of a break there.
If it comes to this booth, Mark, we're going to have to make the decision here. See what it looks like the ball came loose before. Excellent coverage there by the guys.
Yep. And people sometimes will be critical of officials, but I mean, these things are happening in a split second. Not always easy to see. Here's the Jaguars catching the kickoff at the 15-yard line, running back across the 30 and up to about the 32. On the return is Jesse Gonzalez.
You know, it's interesting how things happen in high school football on a week-to-week basis. Memorial losing big last week, and we saw the Road Warriors here having an easy time with the Elsa Yellow Jackets last week, and now I understand that Memorial is down 30-12 to Mercedes.
It happens. Memorial's up over Economedes right now, 55-24. 2:55 left in the third quarter. Jaguars come out with a running formation, split backfield. Now they put 3 in the backfield. They'll hand it off to the up back and run this across the 40. Looks like they got first down yardage there. A good run there for 25, Alan Arredondo. He's a sophomore running back, and I think that's his first carry tonight.
One thing that when you have running backs by committee, they're never going to be tired. We had a lot of spunk on that run right there by Arredondo.
So here we go. David Garcia, the senior, in there at quarterback. He was a starter in the varsity last year for this Economedes team that went to the first round of the playoffs. He'll hand this off to Arreola. Arreola is stuffed right there after a gain of about 1. Hit initially by 79 Robert Gonzalez, and a couple of teammates stepping in there, including 42 Sam Hinojosa. Well, look at that replay. You see the Mustangs get good penetration there and able to force him back. I think Paul Zuniga came in there late as well. So second down and 7 now for the Jaguars. They'll hand this off. Same man, Arreola, uses that stiff arm again. He's wrapped up by Hinojosa and brought down. Zuniga in there as well.
That's the only way you can bring him down. He's such a big kid. You're going to have to gang tackle him. There are 4 defenders. If you take a look at the replay.
You see the pulling guard there also. That was 54 Ivan Maldonado. And the Mustangs get about 5 players in there on the tackle.
Yeah, Sammy Hinojosa.
There we see the Mustang cheerleaders. They've had a lot to cheer about tonight with their team up 55-24. More misdirection. They try a sweep to the right side here on 3rd and short. And he's still fighting. Looks like he fights his way for the first down on second effort there. That was Charlie Vela. And Vela looked like he initially was going to be stopped short of the first down, but he just kept turning those legs and was able to get the first down, and they'll move the chains.
Basically was determined. Look at this kid here. He's a small guy, but hey, he refused to go down. First down. Hustled right there.
Jaguars' first third down conversion of the game.
Andres Fuentes.
They have a 1st and 10 at the Mustang 42, moving from right to left. 3 men in the backfield behind Garcia. Play action fake, wants to throw long, has a man there on the flag pattern. It's caught at the 25 and fights his way up to the 21-yard line. So a big gainer there for the Jaguars, and that was Resendez there on the catch, his second big catch of the evening.
And if you take a look at the defense for the Mustangs, they are having a little trouble defending the pass. There's been a couple of plays where the Jaguars wide receivers have been wide open. There's something that you can bet that Coach Littleton and defensive coordinator Coach Patterson are going to have to work on that.
Garcia, quarterback, handed off, moving straight ahead, Serrandondo. And he's pulled down by Robert Gonzalez after a gain of about 2. And it looks like we've reached the end of the third quarter, so they'll trot to the other end of the field, and the Jaguars will have a 2nd down and 7 deep in Mustang territory inside the 20. But it's Memorial 55 and Economedes 24 at the end of 3. We'll take a break. You're watching Football Night in McAllen right here on MITV. We're back here at McAllen Veterans Memorial Stadium, and tonight the Mustangs lead at 55-24 over the Economedes Jaguars. Both 6A teams in this non-district game. You can see a beautiful McAllen skyline there in that camera shot, and a 2nd down and 7, and the Jaguars, as we start the fourth quarter, hand this off and move this ball up inside the 10-yard line, and it looks like it's going to be enough for a 1st down.
Did I hear you correctly? You said 6A?
6A.
I thought we just went up to 5A.
These are big boys. Yeah, I think we have a graphic that shows the history of the classifications in the state of Texas. We'll show it to you in a moment, as Texas has grown over the last 100 years. So 1st down and goal at the 9-yard line. Here's a sweep left. This is Areola. Blocks a tackle. His helmet comes off.
Ouch.
As he falls to the 5-yard line. And boy, 2 or 3 Mustangs took a big shot at him, and Areola pops right back up. He's all right, but he'll have to go to the sideline under that rule about if your helmet comes off. And there you see what we were talking about, and we'll show it to you again in just a moment. As we see the replay here, you see hit once, twice, and then the helmet comes right off. And that was a big hit there by John McGee, who has lowered the boom quite a bit tonight.
And that almost looked like that new rule, or the rules that have been implemented at the college and high school level, the helmet to helmet, as you take a look at the new classifications.
You can see Class A, that was all they had back in 1926, and then 2A came along right before World War II. And then the early 50s, they created 3A and 4A. Then about 30 years later, 5A came along, and then been another 35 years just about before we've created the new Class 6A. Another exciting news about McAllen Memorial. They had the Miss Texas USA named just this past week here in early September. Ileana Guerra, Miss Texas USA, and you can see she's gorgeous, she's talented, and she is Miss Texas USA, and she'll compete in the Miss America pageant. And who knows, could maybe go on to Miss Universe or something like that. So congratulations to Ileana Guerra. And believe it or not, the second player from McAllen Memorial, the second girl from McAllen Memorial to win a Miss Texas title.
How about that? So that's not the first time.
Yeah.
I do want to add that my wife, a teacher at McAllen Memorial, had Ileana as a student. And not only is she a beautiful-looking young lady, she's also a good student, a good kid, well-behaved, well-mannered. So that makes her a real big threat to maybe hopefully bring down the USA title.
And you saw those playoff trips for all the Mustang sports there in a moment. We'll look at that again in just a moment. As we see this play at the third down and goal, it's stuffed at the 5-yard line. And there you see the replay is hit at about the 4-yard line for the Mustangs push that one back.
Again, and I've called his name at least 6 times.
So it's third down and goal. And here they're going to hand this off. Ariola sweep to the right side, and he bowls his way in for the touchdown. And Ariola has his second score of the night. And the Jaguars now have 30 points up on the board with 10:29 to play here in the fourth quarter.
And we can see again, Mark, why Ariola, an all-district tight end, has been moved into the backfield as a fullback.
Now here's the extra point try. Valle in there to attempt it. Kick is up and good. And with 10:29 to play in the fourth quarter, the Mustangs still lead it by 24 points. It's the Mustangs 55, Economedes now 31. And we'll take a break. You're watching Football Night at McAllen right here on MITV. We're back here at McAllen Veterans Memorial Stadium, and we want to share with you again something we showed a graphic to you a moment ago. This is Mustang Athletics. This is last year, 2013-14, and these are all the sports that achieved state playoffs. Of course, football did, but also volleyball. We had boys basketball, the boys golf and swimming teams, and the team tennis, individual tennis players, and we got the boys track, softball, and girls soccer all qualifying. And then we also had some athletes who individually qualified for the regional or even the state meets in girls cross country, girls and boys track, boys and girls swimming, boys golf, boys and girls tennis. So a lot of successful programs there at McAllen Memorial. And of course, a good high school program usually has good middle school programs ahead of it that allow those athletes to feed into your school.
That credit has to go to the Catholic Middle School, Cobras, and the Brown Middle School, Dobermans. And Mark, one of the programs there that has established an expectation of winning regionals or doing well in regionals is that swimming program led by Coach Roxana Balducci, always having a lot of success. And that team, as she sets the standard, I believe she's also a Rio Grande Valley Coaches Hall of Fame.
Yeah, Rio Grande Valley Sports Hall of Fame, yes. Roxanne Balducci, swim coach at McAllen Memorial. And we had a penalty, by the way, that was against the Jaguars because the kickoff went out of bounds, so the ball would be taken at the 30. So Mustangs first and 10 with 10.5 to play in the game. Mustangs up by a commanding 55-31. Pedraza in there at quarterback. He's got a triple I behind him with Spates in the eye. They'll toss it to Space left side. Has plenty of room at the 30, the 40. Now just one man to beat. He cuts the open field, and he's gone. He's going to turn it on, and it's in just a track meet. And Spates takes it to the house for his fourth touchdown of the night. And boy, that was vintage Spates. He just ran into the open field and then cut to daylight and went all the way down the field, 70 yards for a touchdown.
Memphis blocking on the left side for the Mustangs. And one thing about Trevor Space, in an article he came out earlier, he's always the smart running back that he's always praising his offensive line and his tight ends and everything. And why not? Once you put him in open field, he was not even touched on that play, Mark.
The hold, Flores with the extra point, and it's good. And he's now 8 for 8 tonight. And with 10:15 to play, The Mustangs need it by 61 to 31, and there we see the Magic Man Spates there, who now has 7 touchdowns on the season. He has 4 touchdowns tonight. Probably over 300 yards rushing now for him, as he had about 200 at halftime. And he has his 70-yard run right here. You can see he's still a bit winded. I would be too after 70 yards.
I think he's only winded when he's sitting on the bench. I mean, just taking it easy, because on this one, just patience, vision. Right there, he already knows he's going into the end zone. You're not going to bring him down on a one-on-one and no help.
Yeah, he's probably nearly impossible to tackle in the open field.
He did
and
look
he got
tired.
into a 1-on-1 situation.
He
and
does
then,
look
yeah,
tired
you're
on
right.
the bench, Mark, but I bet you he was to get back on the field. Any kind of running back like he is, he'll forget how tired he is. Look at him. He's turning around right there, Mark. That's what I was talking about. And he's pointing to his teammates. They know what that means. They know that he's thanking them for making his job easier. That should put him somewhere in the 325-yard category, and that's going to probably put him up for a possible nomination for the player of the week in the state of Texas.
And there's the kickoff, fielded at the 11-yard line by Gonzalez. Bounces outside to about the 25, and now is wrapped up and brought down by several Mustangs. Noe Gonzalez was the first one to get a hold of him. Then several other Mustangs there include 25, Joey Delgado, and also number 9, Jose Jimenez. Well, just last week, there was the quarterback for McAllen Row, Hector Vasquez, got the Monitors Player of the Week. And Trevor Spates, with his performance tonight, is an excellent candidate to get that, and that could be 2 weeks in a row for McAllen students.
Absolutely. We don't know what other kids are doing in the Valley, but he's got somewhere over 300 yards and 4 touchdowns. How many is that, Mark?
Yeah, 4 touchdowns. As a team, the Mustangs are 375 yards tonight. And the Jaguars jump early here, so they'll move this back 5 yards to the Jaguar 20-yard line. Jaguars with 55 yards in penalties tonight. Most of that coming in this second half. And look at that score, 62 to 31. Mustangs had 14 in the first quarter, 27 in the second quarter, 14 more in the third quarter, and then 7 right now in the fourth quarter.
Getting back to the keys of the game, that was one of our questions. Would they rebound? And they've proven they rebounded. That's
a pretty good rebound, 62 points. Here's up the middle. Arredondo has space at the 30, being chased at the 40, and then is up near midfield. A flag comes down after a run of nearly 30 yards there for the sophomore, Arredondo. Picks it up. Go ahead.
No, you're going to have to give him another 15 yards after that for a face mask.
Yeah, it might be a personal foul there at the end. A 28-yard run, and it is a face mask on the Mustangs, and that'll add 15 yards onto the end of the run. So we got it up to the Edinburg 48, and that'll take it down to the Mustang 37-yard line, and there you see the penalty right there.
Mark,
inadvertent, as the player's just kind of reaching to grab a hold of something to pull him down, but
not flagrant at all. But
yeah.
Mark, who are the teams in that district right there? The Edinburg schools, or are they together with the Weslaco, Farson,
yeah, the 2 Weslaco schools, the Edinburg schools, or actually 2 of the Edinburg schools are in 6A and 2 are in 5A, and then you've got 2 of the PSJA schools.
Good job on defense right there for the Mustangs. Coming up with a tackle is Robert Rojas. Robert Rojas making a name for himself.
So no gain on that play.
Basically the nose guard position.
Jaguars with 160 yards on the ground here tonight. They've got 4 touchdowns and a field goal, but trail 62 to 31. Play action fake. Garcia back to throw, flushed out of the pocket, throws, and it's nearly picked off. That was John McGee who stepped in front of that and almost came away with it. Mustangs have produced 2 turnovers here tonight.
He's having a great game, Mark. John McGee, he has been in a lot of tackles and doing a good job.
Yeah, there we take a look at the standings, or we'll get back to that in a moment as we see the replay here. And you saw McGee anticipated that really well to jump in front of the intended receiver and nearly picked that off. And he might still be running if he had been able to hold on to it. And there's a look at the standings after 1 week. You can see it wasn't a good week last week for District 30, as McAllen Rowe was the only team to win. Everyone else took a loss. But this year with the new alignment, they've got the 3 La Jolla schools and Mission Eagles are in the district, along with the 3 McAllen schools, Rowe, Mackay, and Memorial.
Mark, because there's only 7 teams, you can auction. There's a possibility mathematically. I think if you go 2 and 4, you might even make the playoffs.
It could be, yeah. If you've got another 2 and 4 team that you win in a tie break, and then somebody who's 1 and 5, and then an 0 and 7 team, you might get in there. But here we go, 4th down. The Jaguars want to go for it, and Garcia with time throws a long pass, and this one's going to be picked off, and that's McGee. Flag is down as McGee runs it across the 20 to the 21-yard line, and so McGee gets his interception. And we'll see what the flag is about, but the Mustangs appear to have a turnover. Just under 8 minutes to play here in the 4th quarter. Pass interference, Memorial. That's going to be an automatic first down against the Jaguars, and McGee will have to wait another day to get an interception. So the 4th down is converted by penalty.
Take a look at the face of this, facial expression of this referee.
There's the replay.
Look at the name of that. Stone face, or what do you call that? He's just real serious, no expressions.
Can't see where the penalty occurred. You saw a good pickoff there by McGee, who has good anticipation as he stepped in front of that and picked it off. But it's negated due to the penalty. A 15-yarder against the Mustangs, and this is 1st and 10 for the Jaguars at the Mustang 23-yard line. 7:57 to play in the game. Here's a handoff to Arredondo. Arredondo with some good running room up to about the 15-yard line. Clock moving with under 8 minutes to play. Mustangs still up 62-31.
Arredondo being a first-team all-district performer last year. Expect him to be an all-district running back this year. Based on today's game, I predict he will be on that all-district first-team backfield.
Yeah, he looks pretty good. He's only a sophomore. There's a lot of talented running backs on this Jaguars team. 2nd and 2, they'll give it to Arredondo again. Has room as he knifes his way through across the 10 to about the 9. It'll be 1st and goal. So clock running, well, stopped momentarily while they move the chains, but now the clock starts to run at 7:10 to play in the game. Both teams still have all of their timeouts. And Jaguars with a 1st and goal, the Mustang 9. There's Garcia under center. Hand this off to Areola, picks up a block from Arredondo, and Areola uses that stiff arm again and gets in for the touchdown, his 3rd of the night. This is a player that can play. He doesn't have much speed. I mean, you can probably time him with a calendar, but he can motor his way and bulldoze through anybody.
I don't know about that, Mark, because I bet you if you got out there with him, he would make us look pretty slow. He looks like he's a slow runner, but just because he's big. But,
yeah, it's almost, you think you're watching a slow motion replay,
right.
But he's actually in fast motion.
Yeah, he's deceptively fast. He's got enough quickness.
That extra point looked a little adventurous as it hit the upright, but it's good. And that's what matters. So Valle remains perfect tonight on his kicks, and it's Memorial 62. Economedes now has 38 with 6:45 to play here in the ball game. We'll take a quick break. You're watching Football Night in McAllen right here on MITV. Here's one more look at the touchdown. And we're back here at McAllen Veterans Memorial Stadium. Tonight's non-district game between the Mustangs and the Jaguars has had plenty of fireworks. Boy, we've had 100 points up on the board now, Mario, but it's not a basketball game.
It looks like a basketball game with a score 62-38, and it could be more points. Basically, tonight the defenses have taken it easy.
There's a kickoff by Valle. This is going to take a bounce at the 20 and then go out of bounds, and so that'll put it at the 30-yard line. The Mustangs will take over there.
Mark, I heard a score today that I can't believe that some San Antonio Reagan team beat the Harlingen Cardinals by more than 30 points, and that's unheard of because the Cardinals have been a powerhouse. So maybe this is the year where if anybody wants to beat the Cardinals, it could be this year.
The Cardinals don't have many down years. A down year for them is like 3 losses. Here's the look at the Mustangs' schedule. You can see they dropped their opener to Sherryland, and it looks like they're going to win tonight against Economedes. Their next game will be on the road against San Benito. Friday, September the 12th, and then they're at home again against Edinburg North. That's a Thursday night game with a 7 o'clock kickoff, and we'll have that game for you right here on MITV. Then they're at La Jolla when they have their district opener, then the rest of their district schedule. And here's a big hole here. The Mustangs taking off down the sidelines on the right side at the 20, at the 10, and it's a touchdown. One play, the Mustangs go 70 yards. A great run there by Michael Grace. He's a senior listed as a defensive back. His first carry of the game, and boy, he took off like it was a track meet, untouched for 70 yards. Mustangs have had back-to-back 70-yard touchdown runs. Had 2 offensive plays and 2 touchdowns. Yes.
I had not heard his name all night, and that was a quick burst. He has a lot of speed. Everybody congratulating him. Great camera work, guys.
There's the extra point by Flores, and that is good. And Flores' leg getting plenty of work out here tonight. He is now 9 for 9 on his extra point tries. And you can see Grace getting some congratulations there on the sideline. And nice to see the senior get some reps out there, and they handed it off to him. And boy, a great pull there by the Mustang offensive line. We need to give them credit here tonight as well. With all the blocking that they've done. The Mustangs with 445 yards on the ground. That's just insane. Here they go to Grace again, and look at this. One Jaguar maybe just touched his sleeve, and that's about it. And Grace goes to the house, 70 yards for the touchdown.
You know, Mark, you saw a lot of kids come and congratulate him. He is a senior that might not have the opportunity to play a lot because it's hard to play when you're on the same team with, All-State or Trevor Spates. So, I mean, he comes out to practice. He works hard. And look at Trevor Spates being the first one to congratulate him.
Some of the Mustang offensive linemen out there, I want to credit number 74, Edward Pequeño, 55, Carlos Sainz.
Mark,
out
let's
there.
talk about the offensive line.
And 67, Anthony Esparza.
They've done a good job.
Yeah, Mustangs this year have a pretty good offensive line. 4 of their 5 starting linemen are seniors. There we go to future Mustangs there on the sideline. They're pretty happy. They've seen a lot tonight. 69 points put up by these Mustangs. And here's the kickoff. This is going to be fielded about the 12-yard line. Jaguars run it straight up the middle, and it's up to the 30-yard line and up to about the 32. And Mustangs getting in there on the tackle look like there's the his job is to pick up the tee.
Look at that speed, Mark.
Yeah, future running back there. He's excited. So I guess his job is to get that tee as soon as the play ends. And wanted to credit a tackler. That was Joey Delgado in there with several other Mustangs in there on that tackle on the kickoff. Edinburg at the 33-yard line. 6:24 to go. And Memorial with an incredible 69 points up there.
And especially incredible because this is only the second game of the year, Mark.
And this play gets bottled up at the line of scrimmage to bring up 2nd down and 10. Will Moore in there on the tackle. I think also number 90, that's Cesar Valdez who got in there.
And let's not forget that last week, Economedes did win their games. And take a look at that. That picture right there of Coach Gabe Peña on the sideline with hands crossed. You can tell that he's saying, tonight, I just got beat by a better team.
This wasn't their night as the Economedes put plenty up on the board, but unable to handle the Mustang running game. Mustangs have 445 yards on the ground. And here the Mustangs stuff the run by Economedes. This will bring up third and about 8.
Well, the other thing Coach Peña could be thinking about is that I'm just sure glad that the Mustangs are not in our district.
Mustang defensive lineman 54 Jesus Islas in there on that last tackle. Third down and 9 now for the Jaguars.
But knowing Coach Peña, there's no doubt their team, they do have some good players, and expect them to be in contention for the district title or to make the playoffs.
Actually make that 3rd and 7. Clock moving at 5:05 to play. The Jaguars going to hand this off. And running forward, looks like he's going to be short of the first down, up to near the 40-yard line. They needed the 43. That'll bring up 4th down. The Jaguars may go for it here. Is the game already decided? We're under 5 minutes to play.
And the time couldn't go any faster for Coach Peña with still 4 minutes and 45 seconds to go. They're going to do the right thing and punt it away. And the way the Mustangs are operating, we could have 70 points. I mean, what can you do? They're not throwing the ball. They're just running the ball, and they're still scoring.
There's Salazar back there to receive the punt. This will be just a punt tonight. Ariola is the punter. It bounces into him, but he gets a nice hop there and is able to get the kick off, and it's a nice long one back to the 20-yard line and picked up by the Mustangs. That's Salazar. He's got some speed, dances his way across the 30, then wrapped at about the 35-yard line and brought down by the Jaguars' number 50, Adam Jimenez. There we see Salazar, and Salazar, one of the top players in the district, coming back this year. He led the team with 6 pass breakups last year, and he's a mainstay there at cornerback for the Mustangs. You can see we have a timeout on the field right now with 4:04 to play in the ball game. It's 69-38. Memorial in front of Economedes. We'll take a quick break. You're watching Football Night at McAllen right here on MITV. The performing arts, the visual arts. You will find it all at McAllen ISD. Our next home game, the next telecast for MITV will be PSJA Memorial Wolverines against the McAllen Row Warriors. Should be a pretty good one. That's going to be Friday, September the 12th. Kickoff at 7:30 p.m. So we invite you to come over to McAllen Veterans Memorial Stadium, watch it live, or you can hear it live on valleycentral.com. You can also catch our games streamed on valleycentral.com once the game is over, usually about an hour afterward. And then on Time Warner Cable, we have it on a local on demand and also on a statewide Time Warner Cable network, channel 888 every Tuesday night. That's across the entire state, so they can see McAllen ISD football. And then, of course, on our MITV channel 17.17. And as if that was not enough, we are also on Ustream on the McAllenISD.org. And that one you can also see about an hour once the game ends. And here we go with Wilmore. Wilmore with some running room as he started off to the right and cuts back to the left. Just crosses the 50-yard line to about the 47. And it's a nice little pickup there, and that'll move the chains. Well, a pickup of about 12 yards on that play.
And I'm glad Wilmore stayed in, but appreciate that, Will. Let's keep this clock running with a score 69-38.
I can't remember the last time the Mustangs put 69 up on the board. They've had some high-scoring games in recent years, but 69 is up there. Here's a triple I formation. Spates is on the bench, by the way. His night is done with 4 touchdowns and about 300-plus yards tonight. Will Moore with another first down on this carry here. And Moore increasing his yards per carry average as the Mustangs move the chains once again. They get it down to about the 33 now in Jaguar territory.
Also getting some playing time is at quarterback is Bryson Caldwell. Mark, getting back to that road game next week, rose down 39-12 to Mercedes, and I wonder if the players from Mercedes were motivated because their ex-coach had been over there at Mercedes for 9 years. Michael Uribe is now the defensive coordinator for the Road Warriors.
And you're right, the new quarterback in there for the Mustangs, number 2, Bryson Caldwell. Will Moore on the carry once again. This time he's bottled up near the line of scrimmage. Clock now under 3 minutes to play. Mustangs just trying to kind of run it out here. And it's going to bring up, they got a 2nd down and 5. Officially 2nd down and 6. So you see coming into the ball game, number 19, Isaiah Rodriguez, coming in at receiver. They'll also line up wide out on the left side, number 84, Carlos Escobar. 2 men in the backfield. Grace is in there in the eye. Caldwell will toss to Grace, left side. Grace hit in the backfield, still going though, up to about the 27-yard line. There's a flag down. Still about 4 yards shy of the 1st down. So this will bring up 3rd down. We'll see what the penalty is. Offside against the Jaguars. Mustangs may decide to take this because they'll get about the same amount of yardage, but they'll get the down back.
And this referee here is the most serious referee I have seen in a long time. He's here to do his job. No facial expressions. This is what it's all about. Outside, this side, holding over there. Doing a great job. His crew has done a tremendous job tonight.
Okay, 1:45 to go. Clock is running. And now some players on both sides kind of move, and the officials will throw another penalty flag. So our next game will feature PSJA Memorial and the McAllen Road Warriors. Should be a good one. That'll be another non-district action. PSJA Memorial in the same district as this Economedes team. So following the penalty, which was against, looks like it was against the Mustangs, it moves it 5 yards back. 1:34 to go. I believe it's still 2nd down, although the scoreboard's showing 3rd. And Grace on the toss gets up to the 30-yard line, and that'll bring up 3rd down. Clock moving at 1:24 to go. Now, scoreboard showing 4th down, but the down and distance, which is the official one, shows 3rd down. So 3rd down right now for the Mustangs, and the clock moving at 1:07. Of course, the Economedes will not stop it. The game already decided. Memorial at 69 and Economedes 38. Both teams will be 1-1 when this game is done. Caldwell in there at quarterback. He's a senior, getting his first action here of the young season. And this run is Aaron Vidial, the starting fullback. And this will bring up 4th down. But the Mustangs may not have to snap it. Well, the delay clock is at 27 seconds. It's about 2 seconds ahead of the game clock. So the Mustangs may just try to time it here to run one more play with about 3 seconds left. And that'll do it. Mustangs may even take a delay penalty. The Mustangs in no hurry to snap this ball, and the delay clock at 3 seconds, now 2 seconds. 1, and there's delay of game. Clock stops at 2 seconds. So that'll be a 5-yard penalty, and then the Mustangs will snap it one more time. So our final score is going to be Memorial 69, Economedes 38. Some stats for you. McAllen Memorial 471 yards on the ground tonight, 137 through the air. That's over 600 yards of total offense. That's 608 in total offense for the Mustangs here tonight. 29 first downs for the Mustangs. And here's the final play as the Mustangs will down it. It was 4th down, but the game is now over, and that'll do it. McAllen Memorial 69, Edinburg Economedes 38. Hope you enjoyed it. For Mario Reyna, I'm Mark May, the rest of our MITV crew and our KMAC student assistants. We'll see you next time right here on MITV. Hope you enjoyed it, and there's our final score, 69-38 Mustangs. So long.
Good luck, coach.
McAllen ISD offers plenty of choice when it comes to choosing a path to your future. A new track being offered this year is called the Computer Science Academy. This 2-year program is for students who are serious in pursuing the computer field. Courses are taken at STC. Students graduate from high school with an associate's degree in hand, and it's all free. Students will be prepared for careers in software engineering, systems analyst, among others. At McAllen ISD, if you want a computer science career, you choose your course of study. A child growing up to become successful. It's every parent's dream. For some, the dream includes becoming an engineer. Through McAllen ISD, such a track is possible. It's the Dual Enrollment Engineering Academy. This program is for students who are serious in pursuing engineering as a career. Courses are taken at South Texas College during the last 2 years of high school. Students will graduate from high school with an associate's degree in hand, and it's all free. At McAllen ISD, if you want to be an engineer, you choose your course of study. A child growing up to become successful. It's every parent's dream. For some, the dream includes becoming a doctor. Through McAllen ISD, such a track is possible. It's the Medical Science Academy. This program is for high school students who are interested in pursuing healthcare as a career. Courses are taken at South Texas College during the last 2 years of high school. They graduate from high school with an associate's degree in hand, and it's all free. At McAllen ISD, if you want to be a doctor, you choose your course of study. Fall is almost here, and McAllen ISD is expanding its pre-kindergarten program to a full day. Enrollment is going on right now. In McAllen, pre-kinder students are all eligible to receive the iPod Touch. It's modern technology designed for each child to have a solid foundation for their education. Find out if you qualify for this free program. Just call 618-6031 or go to McAllenISD.org. All-day pre-K is coming to McAllen ISD.